Appreciation August is on 1 week early at integrativemysticism.com. From now until the 31st of August 2020, enjoy 20% off all Scarlet Moon services, including gift certificates when you apply the codes on your screen. We are now also accepting tips and donations for those of you who've been requesting that for the last 7 years. You can now leave a tip or a donation at my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Libra. It's time for your weekly horoscope for the coming 7 days. And goodness, it looks like this is going to be quite a active week when it comes to how things are playing out for you, especially when it comes to your basically kind of making sure that you are capable of staying on a new course that you have recently set for yourself. And that has a lot to do with this Seven of Wands upright as we talk about your spiritual theme, your spiritual advice, what exactly is going to be kind of the overlight of the experience of this whole week. And with the Seven of Wands, I'm seeing a lot of you needing to pay attention to where you are capable of not only defending the space that you hold in terms of, what you are carrying, what you are doing, what your presence is, but also staying, of course, on your course, not letting yourself get actually pulled in to a lot of distractions. Yes, the Seven of Wands is all about making sure that you can stand your ground in the face of opposition, but also making sure that you are holding your space and not allowing yourself to be baited into reacting constantly to new stimuli, right? Because that pulls our focus. We need to be able to stay and hold our intentions. And with and without, again, letting our emotional vibrations sway and shift, because when they do, it changes the outcome of our whole creation. And the Seven of Wands upright is indicating over the course of this week, a lot of you are going to be actually making some serious strides in the direction of maybe dropping an old course or an old way of being for something that is sort of the new calling that you have, whether it's a new calling creatively, spiritually, professionally, but you may encounter as well some questions or some challenges from those who might not be comfortable with it. They might not be ready to watch you change, and sometimes that can happen as well. Sometimes people can form unhealthy attachments to the projections they put on people they observe or work with or are related to. And the Seven of Wands is indicating here that we need to make sure that we are capable of course, staying our course, venturing in a way that is, of course, in the highest interest of all concerned, not doing anything reckless, erratic, or frenetic, but, of course, making sure that we are not compromising a new course of action that we have already committed to. And there's going to be some temptations to, get distracted, go get involved in excess, distractions like drama or the opinions or criticisms of other people. And this is going to be a time where we are just going to need to let them have their reality. Okay, let them have their reality. Because some people are at a level of consciousness where it's like they can't expand their minds at will. And, don't try and force them to crack open. You can't shake people awake all the time. I've tried. When it comes to your material concerns, when it comes to friends and relatives and other people in your life, we do have the Judgment card reverse. And I do see an abandoned course. I see a lot of you actually shifting gears. Something that you've actually tried to make happen that you are already not in love with is just not happening. And you're getting this permission to quit this week. A lot of you Libra people are needing to pay attention to where it's okay to step away from something that is actually not going to make it when it comes to maybe a certain project or maybe a financial goal or strategy that you were already not interested in doing anyway. You might have been doing it because the advice was convincing, it seemed okay at the time, but the Judgment card reversed has you abandoning a course for something else, much like what we talked about with the Seven of Wands upright, and holding that space for something completely different. We may be dropping something, though, that is half done. And so make sure that when you go about doing this, you, of course, are doing it with as much ease and grace as possible so that other people are not suffering, but that you are not suffering by being chained to this arrangement either. The Judgment card reverse, for those of you who are curious, can also indicate a sudden opportunity to completely go in a big left turn kind of direction that you had not been planning for, that you do need to actually pay close attention to. Because I am seeing the road that we might be on, or a road that we are on towards a certain professional or financial goal, is not actually shaping up to be what it was intended to be. And so allow the alternative that does resonate to actually get the time it should have. As we get on to your social life, your community card, friends and relatives, we've got the King of Pentacles upright. And there is that alternative coming, I suppose, because we have someone providing structure and resources for you this week. And with the King of Pentacles, this could actually be something produced from your social life, somebody stepping out of the woodworks from your group of friends or your family members, or a referral. Because the King of Pentacles is ultimately somebody who is already speaking your language. They're already waiting for you, or waiting for somebody like you. They actually do vibrate with you. They're already from your world, so to speak. And with the King of Pentacles, if this is somebody who can actually give us a better platform to work on creatively, professionally, and spiritually, then we should at least listen, or at least entertain the idea, even though it was unplanned, because the King of Pentacles does have it to give. As we get on to your personal challenge, your personal lesson for this week, we've got the Knight of Swords upright. And once again, we've got this need to pay attention to where we are going to need to let ourselves be on our own course without necessarily following compulsion, right? We are pursuing personal goals, personal causes, versus trying to make our life about pressure, make our life about reactions. Because the Knight of Swords is ultimately one who is actually incapable of being distracted, right? Their focus is zeroed in. And when we work with that energy, we are not capable of being swayed by lower emotions and social pressures of other people. We are not seeing mood swings carry our intentions all over the place, sometimes into the mud. And with the Knight of Swords, there's an opportunity here to accelerate our growth, accelerate our evolution. But we've got to pay attention with the Knight of Swords. It also encourages you to allow yourself to partner up, team up, accept help when champions come, and allow you to work with them to start actually getting on the life stream, or getting in the life stream you would rather have, versus maybe something you've been doing as we were going into the beginning of this week. As we get on to love and romance, the fifth card here, we have the Death card reversed. And there is a shift that is being either resisted or a past that's been kind of clung to that needs to be accepted and cleared when it comes to love and romance. Now, a lot of you may be meeting new people this week that are clearly not over their last relationship, or maybe an emotional or mental scar or bruise regarding their past romantic life. And it's not saying to judge that person, but it is indicating here that this is going to be shaping how this person is conducting themselves, especially in the very beginnings when it comes to this love. Now, we want to make sure that we are encouraging growth and healing here, not necessarily the coddling and capitulating to it, because they deserve to be free of this thing, not necessarily have a life that revolves around it. Now, this is not your job to take on, right? We don't want to go in and try to be the therapist. No one should make a therapist of their partner, and no partner should volunteer to be a therapist. But this is something that you want to take, into consideration with some folks that you might meet this week. For those of you who are currently single, or I'm not single, I already said single, in existing relationships, this can indicate something that needs to be, again, revealed and cleared from our relationship, that maybe one or both of us has not actually taken the time to properly let go. The accumulation of burdens, the accumulation of scars, the accumulation of challenges and trauma or emotional cords can honestly slow down a relationship's evolution process. And that will be something that we, of course, want to make sure that we are doing this clearing work with this week. Otherwise, with the Death card reversed, sometimes what can happen is it becomes a situation of confronting emotional hoarding and identifying too much with the pain. But when we identify too much with the pain, it's almost like we have a completely new person in the relationship that we have to work with, as opposed to just those of us who are actually in the physical in this relationship. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it, Libra. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And don't forget, if you ever want to get a session with me, or you wish to take advantage of the sale or leave a tip or a donation, go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.